So part 3 now. If you've got this far, you're doing well, because it took me ages to get this far. Right, there's a couple of things I should have explained it in the part 2 at the end. I said we could cut the base in the slicer, but I'll show you in a minute why. It's easier to do it in Blender. So what we need to do, I've actually sliced this. I've taken this now, I've up it to what it was originally. Don't know why that warning comes up. So our base, if you press N on your keypad, you'll bring up this sidebar here, and you'll see that it's 5.21. so that's 5 mil. If you come down, that's be 5 mil or 0.5 meters, so it'd be 5 mil, and then you've got your texture on top. So if we, and this is only a displace and transform plane, will only affect the bottom half. So if we drop that down, say 0.2, and we've still got our 0.21 or our 21 at the end there, that's our extra, our texture on the top. But our base now, our plane or a base, is 2 mil. So yeah, that's a win-win on that. Also, what I've learned, if we change this back from the castle brick to the original one, which was stone, it's more noticeable. This is all a learning curve for me as well. So we'll create plane and we'll subdivide, we'll go up so we can actually see the transformation. Right, so we've resized our mesh so it looks, there's no stray edges. But if we resize the mesh more, so we'll go on the y-axis, well, no, more dramatic on the x probably, no, y. We go on the y, if you see the transformation, it's stretching the brickwork. So if we go up to say 8, and it's stretched the brickwork, or the blockwork in this case, a stone. So that will give you another effect. So you can have just a plain stone, but if you want larger stones, just up the axis or the grid on the Y. So we'll go back to, what was it? I think it was 3.5. That's a bit more than that. So if you do get this geometry, obviously the mesh has not embedded itself into the plane or the base. So if you click on the Y until it disappears, a few clicks, we messed the geometry up a bit now, so there we go. But yeah, so that's another little trick I just found out. Increase the size of the stone, increase the y-axis. Right, and also file, export, STL, selection only, scale 10, it's not 100, it's 10. So selection, scale it to 10, and they export the STL. I've already done that, so there's a couple of little things I'll just clarify and learn myself. So we'll come off here and we'll go on to adding our windows. Now, slicer of your choice, I use Prusa slicer. It's one of them, you get used to it and then you can do more stuff with it. So we'll add a test piece to start with, and it comes in at 60 on, if you look on the right hand corner, 60, which was 6 meters, 30 and 2.25 thick, or what we decided in meters. It converts it to millimeters because you won't want to print this in meters. So we're all good there. It's coming with lots of open edges here. On this model it's so detailed, if you right click and fix it, it will take a long time, but it'll fix it. And I'm not actually sure if you need to on this one. We'll find out in a bit. But anyway, we've got our wall in. We want to add our windows. So if we click and we open our windows from where we exported them, and they'll come in from Sketchup, oversized because I didn't scale them when I exported. I find that it's better done in Prusa. So there we go. So actually nearly in position, but we right click on them once we've resized them, and we'll export the STL and overwrite our windows that we've already got. Because if you'd brought this in and had been, say, that way up, you can't join them easily to the wall. So bring your windows in, scale them, make sure they're flat, and then you've got a better chance of adding them. Right, so then we go to right click on the actual wall and come down, add part. Halfway down, this is load. So what we need to do is reload our windows, and it's wall in, outside, object outside, detected. Now if you come to the right, part manipulation, it's gone so far off the plate it's untrue. So if you press 0, tab, 0, tab, 0 and enter, it'll bring it back to the plate. That's obviously a glitch in Prusa Slicer, because it should put it on the plate officially. Right, so there we go. Got a windows and a wall. You need to join them up. Now if you use your keypad, 1 is top view, 2 is bottom view. But now you mustn't click outside the area, because that will set it, and you have to do a Control Z. So we click on our windows and we want to move them. If we go to the back, and we can basically move them into position, and that looks pretty good to me. Come to the front and we'll check to make sure the height wise, because they are on the bed at the moment. Now if you want to bring your windows up, well, actually not on the bed, they're minus. So we come here and we'll put in 1, and that's brought them too far up. So we go 0.5, 0.5, and that's bringing them flush with the outside wall. So now I've clicked outside the area now, so it's 1. So if I do Control Z, hopefully yeah. So that's back to where there was. It's a bit fiddly, but you'll get there. So there we go. Offset is 0.5. So anyway, that looks alright. You can play with this. This is don't want to move sometimes, right? Looking a bit. No, I've obviously moved them. Control Z. There we go. Right, we'll click away, we'll call that quits now. But you can see the manipulation going on there. You can move them in, out, whatever you want to do. So basically, right click export, and that will be wall ready for printing. So we'll change the printer. That's on a, to me, resin printer. It's impossible to print multiple in SLA technology. Okay, right click, export STL, and we'll save it as our test wall 2. Yes. Delete that. Open. Test wall 2. Change our printer. Yeah, now it believes it's a proper resin printer and it's a resin print. So now, if we slice that, we can see the detail that's going to come out on it. If we go down gently, you can see the repeating pattern, but as yet I've not found a decent way of getting rid of that. But this is layer by layer, and there's plenty of detail in there. Oh, gotta go back to it. Oh no. So obviously it needed to be fixed, auto repaired, because the back's disappeared off it. So I'll pause it and I'll auto repair it. So I've auto repaired it. I thought it'd take longer than it did, but it took 30 seconds, so that wasn't too bad. So if we go to the, if you see on the main bed now and the test, there's no errors on there. Bad mistake by me. Auto repair it, it makes it a solid. So if we slice it, and then we'll come back down and we'll come through the model. So it's stacks of detail, and then we come to the solid bit and the windows. And I think that'll, there's a bit of a glitch there, but I'm pretty sure that will print. Bit of stray geometry. And then you do what you like with it. And because you've made this modular, you can go back into Blender, put another face on it, change the face you've got on it, and then you can go back into Sketchup, change your windows. So on one wall you can have multiple textures, windows, and you can always add detail after as well by putting on, say, borders around. If you want like a concrete border around the bottom, draw it on, export it, and you'll know it'll be to size, and put it on the wall. It's endless. But there is one other way of putting brickwork on walls. I don't know if you've seen it on the other videos I've done. So this is our wall here, and we exported that as a just a plane, as a DAE. So if we double click, highlight it, pull it up 0.06, so that's 0.06 of a millimetre. We'll click on the face and we copy it, click away, and we go to edit, paste in place. So now we've got another, whatever we add to this won't affect our base, because sometimes this will be affected. Right, and there's a plugin called OOB parameters, and basically you can add brickwork, blockwork, stuff to your walls. Dead easy. I'll show you. We'll go for an example. Well, what you have to do is tell it which way to go. So we click there and we click on the right side. That should tell us it's going to go up and down. So we'll add some bricks going up and down. Wrong way. So we'll go to Control Z and we'll cancel it and start again. So we'll click on it, Control, click the bottom, OOB, bricks, and there you go. And what it does, it wraps it beautifully around the windows, and so easy if you're doing brick walls. The other method was textured walls. These are brick walls. Now there's a new thing on here where you can offset random factor. Top right on the OOB plugin. So I've not played much with this, so we'll put a 1 in there, and that's randomised the length, so we'll put a 0 in there, we don't want that. We'll bring it back. Thickness, if we press press 1, and there we go, we've randomised the brickwork. So it's just another way. It's a lovely little plugin. It is a paid plugin, but how many hours it would save you if you want to do a couple of brick walls, wrap them around windows. It's so easy, and I don't know any other programs that can do it that quick and easy. And it was, I'm not sure, about $15 or something for the program, so well worth it. So any questions or that, put it in the comments and I'll hopefully be able to answer you. Thanks for watching.